Hi everybody, good morning. It's Robin with Uniquely Robins. We're still working on Rachel Walters' kit and also Rebecca Mathews' homemade paper this week. I bought my grandson. This is give you a little insight on how my brain works a little bit. I bought my grandson a book that came with a little wooden train, and this was on the back. It was in a wooden box is what it came in, and this was what was wrapped around the wooden box. And when we took it off, I kind of folded it up to throw it away, and I thought, oh wait, that will make a great thing to put your journal in, to hold it in there, like a sleeve or a cover for it. So that's a little bit of insight about how my brain works. I can't really throw things away without thinking about them, I guess. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim this in a diagonal on this bottom corner, both sides. So that it closes up a little better this way. And this side is a little higher than the other side, but that's all right. I like that because then I can put a closure on it, either one on each end or one in the middle. Haven't decided which way I'm going to go with that yet. Now you could cut these flaps off and just glue that together if you wanted to, and you could cut this piece off the bottom if you wanted to also. But I'm going to leave it on there for a little extra support. And the inside, I'm going to leave both those sides on there so that when I glue them together, it gives me a little more room, like a little pouch inside there. So that's what we're going to do there. I'm going to trim this top a little bit too, and I'm not sure, haven't decided yet. I think I'm going to trim the out. It is the top, right? Yes. I'm going to trim the outer side. I was debating on whether I wanted to round it, like you do, like a brown envelope is, or if I just want to angle it. And I think I'm just going to angle it straight up. So I'm just going to, like that. Cut that corner off. I don't know. Do I like that? Yeah, I do like that. It makes it kind of look like an envelope, I guess, is what I want to say. Okay, my little bits and pieces here. Now, we are going to cover this. I'm debating, do I want that on the inside or the outside? And I'm thinking, I know I want that one on the outside. I'm thinking I want this on the inside, so that when you fold it down, it just gives a little more extra support on the top where you're going to be putting stuff in and out of it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to cover it. And I have printed out several of her pages. And I want to find, do I want this on the inside? I know we're going to have to, I know you won't see inside a whole lot, but I still want to cover it. For one, to give it extra secure stability, and for two, to make it pretty just for when you look down in there. So let's get us a pencil here. Mark where we want it. I want to cut that. I'm trying to debate, do I want to cut it or do I want to just overlap it? I think I want to cut it so it'll lay a little flatter. Yeah. Make sure it's straight on here. I try not to say too much stuff that I have, you know, a whole horde of things, but, you know, certain things like that, when you look at it and say, hey, that'll work. And if you're going to use it right away, then, you know, it's not that big of a deal. So, we got that. Now, I am going to overlap this, I think. And I want it to be the same. So I'm going to use this next piece. Do I want to overlap it? I don't think I do want to overlap it. So let's find our fold. Actually, to find my fold, I'm just going to fold it up. Give it a little pinch there. I can see where my pinch is, so I know where I want to cut that, I think. Maybe I want to fold it all the way. The way to make sure that I get it straight. On there. There we go. So there's our first piece. And then this will be our next piece. And this one, oh, I was hoping it would go all the way up, but it doesn't. We could fix that. That'll be all right, I think. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Okay, so we want to mark again where we want to cut it. And save that piece because I'm going to put that down first. See my mark there? No, I don't think that's it. And it's not. There it is. It's a good thing I double checked that. Oh, I just saw it. All right, let's try this again. Need to make my mark a little darker. Okay. All right. Let's see, do we need to cut this one? Just a smidgen. I like to make journals that have little pouches or something they can go in, because then it makes it easier if you want to throw it in your purse. You don't lose stuff out of the inside of it. This is the bottom, so we want to do it first. We might do it a little different on the outside, but grab a napkin real fast here, or paper towel. Just gonna keep folding my edges up so I know that I'm not overlapping. Now this piece down here will be glued down on top of that. I do know that. So I will put an extra piece on there. And what I'm going to do that is we're going to take another piece of this. I've cut 3 pieces of this out. I want it to be the same length, for starters, as my bottom page. So we'll start there. Okay. And I want it to match up. So I'm going to fold it up and match up my paper. And it's going to have some blue showing up here on this crease. Or do I want to fold that over? No, I'll probably, whatever I use on the outside, I may fold in. I don't know. We'll see. I don't mind that because it is a solid blue, and this does have blue in it. So that's not a tremendous deal for me. I'm going to make this just a little longer than it actually needs to be. Maybe I can. The hardest time seeing my little marks. Slide it down and make it right here. Give me a little extra that I can trim off if I need to. And I went the bottom half because what I want to happen is when I put it on here, it's going to line up with my other picture. So it looks like a whole picture. Even though it's going to be on the inside and probably upside down. But that's what we're going to do. Line it up, and then I'll glue it down. That's off tilted. There we go. And I'm going to trim this edge off a little bit. We're going to save on bulk a little bit. So then I can cut around that. That's not a big deal. Well, I want to make sure as I make this lay straight on there, where it lines up with the other picture. I have a hard time with that for some reason, getting things to line up, but it's a nicer look. So, get it on here, and then we'll slide her where we need her to be. So everything matches. And you can always trim. And like I said, this is not a big deal because this is going to be inside. I mean, you can just make it however you want, really. I'm going to glue this down anyway, so I'm going to leave that extra on there. Make sure it grabs well. Hoping I'm not off frame where you can't see what I'm doing. Paper's back out of the way. Okay. And you could have just filled that down and put the whole one piece on there. If you wanted to. I just wanted to do it this way because I wanted to make sure I had that extra protection on that. Because this is going to be our top, we're putting stuff in and out a lot. So now I am going to trim this a bit along this edge, and we gave it kind of a rounded edge, which will take nicely to things. Okay, so I got that down. Now we take our next piece, which I think is this one. Yeah. Okay. And we're, oh wait, what's that down? Oh, I wanted to scoot it up, that was my problem. I want it that way. Okay, so it'll cover my top. All right. Goodness. Gotta get my brain to work. Put me on some new medicine, and my brain is just not always functioning correctly, I don't think. Okay. So want to line up just with that. Make sure we're up against our corner, but not over it. And I always run a bead when I have two pieces together like that, down through it, just a small bead. And I kind of mush it with your fingers, are your best tool, because I want to make sure that that's smooth transition. And that'll dry clear, so we don't have to worry about that. Now our top piece here, turn it around because we want to put this in there underneath. Give us our, extra piece that we need right there. So let me put some glue in here. I'm going to lift one side up while I'm holding it down with my finger so it's not moving on me. Put that side down first, and then we're going to do the same to the other side. Okay, because we want this down first. And then this will go over top of it. All right, there we go. All right. Okay, and we will trim this off, but I'll do these inside pieces first. Yeah, I don't need to do the outside because those what's going to be glued together. And I think I am going to trim this top even with the top of this one. So about there. It's broke on me. About there. And about there. Okay. That way they'll fit together a little nicer. Just cutting this little smidgen off. So that way when we glue these two together, they'll actually be together. Okay, and we're gonna miter those corners just because it makes a nicer look. Okay, so now we just need to do the inside. They cover the insides. Let's see, I don't think these are wide enough. No, they're not. I was hoping we could use some scrap, but we can't. No, let's find another piece. I was looking through my, I don't know how I put this in my computer, but I was looking through it yesterday because I wanted my plan was to use this piece on the inside, but when I was looking through my computer, I couldn't find it. Okay, so let's see. Let's use the ones that are just lines. I think that'll work the best. It'll match, and it won't matter that it's running the opposite direction. I need to trim this just a little bit here. It's hitting my fold a little more than I want it to. There we go. Okay. I'm going to miter these just a little bit more because I want it to fit. Okay. Sometimes you got to work on the fly. I don't want the flowers on there. I just want this part. It's not going to cover all the way down, but it's just a little smidge and it's on the inside, so I'm not going to worry about that. Not today. Come on. That one piece just wants to hang on there, doesn't it? Okay. I think I'm just going to go ahead and glue it on, and then we'll trim it afterwards so we get it nice on there. We want to make it a little nicer on the outside. The inside, it's not that big a deal because you're not, like I said, you're not going to see it. But we want to make it as nice as possible. Anyway. Yeah. I was debating on whether I wanted to go ahead and fold that over instead of... No, I don't think so. I think that'll waste paper. If it was on the outside, yeah, I would, but being on the inside like that, not worry about it. Not gonna worry about it. Okay, so we have that side. I'm gonna straighten this up before I put it on the other side. I'll say straighten it up when I've got a pair of scissors in my hands. You know that's not going to happen, right? Okay. So we want to put this on this side. I think I want to trim those down too, or did I already? No, I did not. Which side did I do? This one. All right. Oh, goodness. One direction or the other. Okay. Sometimes it takes me a minute to get something out of my head and into action. I'm going to trim this though with my trimmer real quick just to make sure that it is really straight across there. Otherwise, we will get hindered, and we don't want to get hindered. So, there we go. Put my bead down through there. It's kind of like a decoupage in it when you do that. Put your bead down through there because you're sealing the two pieces together. Okay. And it will dry clear and smooth. All right. Now, we want to trim this top part off now. I'm actually going to cut my little wedges first. Far enough, okay. Because once we fold this, this is going to go this way. This is going to go this way. And this will go up like that. And this will be our closure. Find my fold there. There we go. So, I want this to be kind of rounded. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that up there, and then I'll put my other piece that I'm going to put on it on top of it. Give me a little more sturdiness on that opening. And that is always a good thing when you have an opening on something. Okay. All right, now we want to glue these two pieces together. So we're going... I've had a lot of doctor's appointments and tests coming up, so I probably will be having some shorter videos. And next week and the week after, I probably will not be doing any Etsy promos, just because I have a lot of appointments I have to go to, and I don't want to shortchange anyone. So I will be still doing some videos those 2 weeks. They'll probably just be some shorter videos. And something else that, you know, personally that I'm working on, or something like that. It won't be like an Etsy video. I'm getting me 2 clips out here. Because I'm going to make sure these not having an extra glue everywhere. I'm going, well, get these at the dollar store, and the little rubber things like to come off. But for $1, I mean, I've had these for a long time, so for $1, I can't really complain too much. Okay, so I'm going to put one on each side until that glue gets dry. Okay. I put a couple on each side. I think you get 4 of these in a package at the Dollar Tree. So for 4 for $1, that's not a bad deal. And you notice I'm kind of putting these on the outside because I want to keep making sure I go in here and make sure that it's not gluing things together that shouldn't be glued together. Put it that way. All right, now we're going to set that aside just for a little bit, a few minutes, to let it dry while we look through this and find out which we want to use for the outside. I really like this one a lot, so we'll keep that one in mind. I do have 3 of each of these because I wasn't sure which one I would like. This one too. Wasn't sure which one I was going to use. I don't want it to be the plain paper one. So we'll move the, oh, there's my lady. We can use her. Well, we could use her on the back side. If we use her on the front side, then our flap is going to cover her up. And I don't want that, and I don't want to have to, so we'll probably put her on the back. Let's use that for the back. Here's a collage, like one's really pretty. There's another collage one. This has the woman on it. Yeah, I was thinking about putting a pocket on the front too, but I could put it on this side. I had it in my mind on this side, but I could put it on the other side. Oh, that one would work. But it, and then with it being kind of plain, it wouldn't matter that we put our pocket there. So let's think about those two. Okay. And I like these. I like them all. But we might make our pocket out of either this or maybe a bit of this or something. Let's see. All right, let's see. That should be all right by now. Doesn't really take real long for that glue to dry. Just going to go in and make sure I didn't glue something to somewhere it's not supposed to be. Where's my bone folder? Goodness. There it is. Okay. Have a little bubble. Got a bubble. There we go. Okay. So then our journals that we are going to finish up, and I don't know that I'll do these on camera, finish these up or not, because there's so many of them. But we might do some next week. But then once we finish our journal, it'll fit right inside there. And have, the way I glued it, then it gives it some expansion in there. That was my thinking on that, was to give it some expansion in there. Now, of course, it's still not completely dry, so we don't want to pull on it too much. So we'll get our front done here. Now I'm debating if I want to come up a little bit and curl that inside. And I think I probably do. So let's give some extra at the top for now. Move her over. Mark that. Now I'm cutting the top and the bottom of the paper off because I want her to be kind of in the center. I don't want to lose part of her. Okay. We got that one. Hope everybody's doing well. It's getting nicer outside anyway around here. I didn't really. Oh yeah, I wanted to leave that. That's why I did that. Okay. Yeah, I like that. We need to cut this side off. I try to do the cutting fast because I hate it, because you guys make such a beautiful paper, whole page of beautiful paper, and we end up cutting it off, but that's how it is. Can't use it unless you cut it here and there. I'm gonna run me a bead of glue down through here just to make sure that that is stuck well. Side too. Make sure my edges are nice and decent amount of glue. Okay. Alright, that's it. And I want that right there because I want the in my head when I was cutting it, I decided not to make it roll over because I like that little bit of blue sticking out through there. And it's curling around a little bit. All right. Now, put her on the back side. Oh, it's not long enough to go clear up. I was hoping it was. Let me think for a second here. Let's work on the front, and I might make that just a little bigger on my computer and print it out for tomorrow's video. We'll work on the back tomorrow. All right, so it will go all the way up. because I know it had a pretty good sized border around it. So I think if I make it, I think it'll make it. Okay. So let's work on the front side. So this is our little, well, it doesn't matter because I could put something different on here because you're really not going to see it because it'll be on this side, not the back side. Aha. Okay. Never mind. We'll go ahead and put it on today. Now I wanna make sure she is down so I get all of her. I'm gonna cut this a little bigger than it needs to be. Cut a little bit of her dress off, but not as much as I was worried about. I could have cut some off the top and I wouldn't have had to cut her dress off, but I didn't. Do I want to? Because I have another one. I did 3 of each because I wasn't sure. I do want to. I'm going to start by cutting that top piece down a little. I want to get as much of her as I can. So let's try this again. Sorry about that. You ever know, have it in your head and it's just getting it to go where you want it to go. I think that will keep me from, oh, just right. Cutting off her dress. Okay. Now, before I put this on though, I do want to put this piece on because I want it to go under it. So, let's see, what do we want to put up there? Let's find that collage piece, I think. Will work the best. Yeah. Either this one or this one. I think that one. But it's going to go this way, so I want it upside down kind of on here. So I'm going to glue that on first. And I'm going to make it come down under this to make sure that it secures that good. Okay. I'm going to put it on there, then I'm going to cut it. Trying to decide whether I want, what side I want. I think I want to go this way. So I'll have that little butterfly. I think. Okay. Where are we at time-wise? Okay. All right. Lost my scissors. Oh, where my scissors go? You guys see my scissors? Where are they? Well, I don't know what I do with them. I use these little ones, but wow. The bigger ones would work better. Can you believe that? I just had them. Alright, well, let's try these. See if I can lose another pair. That's really weird because they were just right here. Well, that worked just fine. Save that. Now we're going to find our fold. Fold it down. So that's how our front will look. Want to make sure that it's straight. See, I wanted that butterfly on there. That looks good. Okay. Now, where'd my girl go? Come back here, little lady. That's not her. Goodness me. I'm having a time here today, aren't I? What did I do with the one I cut already? This one. That one? Yeah. Yes, it is. Okay. And with these, I like to put them on and then trim around them. Little spot there. I know I'm going to have to go probably up a little further on that top, but that's okay. I want to get it straight first. That's the most important, is to get that top straight. Now I can put a little more glue in there. Okay. Oops. Got a lot on that side, didn't I? Have a little piece to trim here. Little piece to trim here. Okay. I want to trim around here. So we're going to put some ribbon around this, so around the edges. Ribbon or what's that stuff called? Seam binding. Could not think of the name of that. Around the outside edge is why I did it the way that I did. To make sure everything's covered, but we will have that around it. So I don't want to waste paper overlapping and things. Get it cut straight, that would be good. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so now we have our side that's going to be closed. Then we have our other side. Let's go ahead and get that. See, do we want to use seam binding or do we want to use ribbon? Do we have some thicker ribbon? I have this ribbed ribbon, and I have this. Let's see what this feels like, though, because I'm not sure what this feels like. I don't want it if it's like the papery. Oh, it's not. That's really pretty. That would be really pretty around that outside edge. Let's use that. And I may decide to do seam binding if I find my seam binding and I have a good color. But my, I just wanted to show you what my idea was, is to go around this outside edge and kind of fold it over so that it's on both sides, all the way around that outside edge. So we're going to do that either with this, or if I can find the seam binding, because it's already creased and everything, it would work better. We won't be doing this till tomorrow anyway, so I'll look for that. So we'll go from there. So this is what we have so far. This is our one side. This is the side that will close. And I wanted to show you really quick what we're going to close it with. I got these from Amazon. I think they were like $14 or $18, one of the two. But they're button snaps, and it's a 400-piece set. So this is what you get. You get these snaps, and they're coming all different colors: pink and blue and white and peach and tangerine, orange, green. I mean, about any color you can think of. And you get these little bags, these little plastic bags that come with it, that you can put them in. When I ordered it, I had thought it came in a plastic container with them all in there, but it didn't. That's probably why it was so cheap. But, yeah, all different colors. And you also get, sorry about the noise, the setter, the snap pliers, and this comes for that plastic, because you want to make sure you use something for that plastic or you'll crack the plastic. Then it has the little, pieces in there depending on what side you're putting on and stuff, the little screwdrivers and the little pokey tool. But we'll probably use our hole punch instead of the pokey tool. Then it has the directions on the back how to do it, which we will have to follow when we do it because I've never used this before. So, but they're just little plastic button snaps. And they come in the colors because you actually see them. You'll see the actual snap on both sides. You put one on one side, one on the other, and then it'll snap together. I'm debating on whether we're going to put 2 or 3. We'll either put 3 or just one in the middle, and I'm not sure yet till we get into that tomorrow. That's fair. Put those back in there. I'll look at them. I have these little buttony things everywhere. But let me find, that's a good color. I don't know what color we're going to use yet, but this does match just so you can see what it will look like on there. So you have your back pieces and your, this will go through the hole. And then that snaps onto that, which will be their part here. So you have one piece on this side and one piece on this side. And then there's another piece that goes down here. In here somewhere. There he is. Come here, Spider-Man. This one. So then once you get them on there, these two pieces will snap together. I don't think that's the right piece. But the two pieces will snap together. It makes a snap. We'll see when we figure out how to work it. I already got one on the floor. That didn't take long, did it? Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Have a great day. Show the ladies down below some love. Check out Rachel Walters' kit in her Etsy store, which is listed below. Also listed down there is, oh, I could have used this. Rebecca Mathews, and as I said, this comes in 4 different sizes, 6x6, 4x4, 6x6, 8x8, and a 12x12. And it's just a beautiful page. I just love it with the ribbon and stuff on it. And then she also has her homemade papers, which we will use in this project. And we might even make a pocket out of one for the front. We'll see. We'll see what we come up with. And also her soaps. Lovely, lovely lilac soap. Smells so good. Love lilac. My very favorite flower of all times. So have a good day. Stay safe out there. Get out in the sunshine while you can. All right. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.